So about the new album, what does fans can wait
Oh,
or
fans.
expect? Yes,
What can
about this
fans
album.
expect? Sorry. They can expect no bullshit. It's a rock and roll album. We've, people have heard it, have said, well, it sounds a bit like early Whitesnake, sounds a bit like Bad Company, sounds a bit like Foreigner, and it's got some blues rock in it. That's what they can expect, really. If you remember that myself and Neil were in the original Whitesnake, so we kind of continue in the feeling we had there. The
Yes.
kind of music which was, the early Whitesnake wasn't like the late Whitesnake. It was more blues rock influence, which this album is. Though, because Chris Uzi, the singer, he has such a melodic ear, he writes great melodies. So it's actually quite melodic too, quite tuneful. But there's no time wasting. We get on there and we do 10 or 11 songs, and we go for it. And I think if you like down-to-earth music, I think you like this album.
Oh, great. Well, having you in the band, or having Neil Murray, or Larry Wisfield, Harry James, and Alan Wakeman, do you think, or do you see this band as a all stars band, or do you see just like a couple of friends having fun?
Well, there's a future in the band, but the thing with this band is everybody does different things. It's always the most difficult thing is getting everybody together at the same time. The album took a year to make, just simply because we had to get everybody together as best we could. We're not a full-time band who work together only, because we all do different projects. But it's more than just a bit of fun. We put quite a lot of work into this album at the end of the day, and we produced it as well as we wrote it and produced it between us. And we definitely take it seriously. And I think as soon as we get some good offers coming in for festivals and for some nice tours, we'll be out there playing.
Oh, great. So about the album, do you think that the sound of the album has its own sound, or maybe it sounds some bit pieces of all the bands that you've been playing all these years?
Well, as I said, just 5 minutes ago, with myself and Neil, there's going to be an influence from the early Whitesnake. There's bound to be.
Yes.
But we didn't sit down and say, right, this track's going to sound like this band and this track's going to sound like another band. We just wrote the first 11 or 12 songs between us. Sometimes, one guy wrote with somebody else, or two guys wrote together, or six guys wrote together. We just wrote what came out of our hearts, really. We didn't sit down and work it all out. We're going to sound exactly like this, and then we're going to go and do it. None of us knew what we were going to play until we started writing at home. Then we would make little demo recordings and send them to each other. That's how we did it. And then the singer, Chris Uzi, he's the only guy who writes lyrics. So he's involved in all of the songs. So we would send him some backing tracks, mostly, and he would put the lyrics and the words and the melody to it. So it wasn't really calculated. It was just how it came out. And sometimes that's the best way, because I think it's more sincere to do that.
Oh, great.
Than sometimes if you try to be too calculating and sit around for weeks and months, working out who you are before you've actually played it, that doesn't always work. So I think the fact that we just sat down and came up with the ideas from our heart and soul made it sound more sincere.
Great. So, Mickey, and about the album again, are all the songs that you write for this album in the album, or did you dismiss some songs?
They're all new songs on the album. They're all new songs. As I say, sometimes, I would write a song with the singer. Sometimes Laurie would write a song with the singer. Sometimes me and Laurie would write a song with Chris. A couple of tracks. The whole band put in ideas, so it was, the whole band. And another song Harry would write with Chris. So it's all new songs that we wrote, between us. So we haven't recorded any old songs. It's all brand new, original songs.
Great.